we're live. What is going on, guys? I gotta change the title of this. I know it's early-ish for a live stream, but hey, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Let me see. Let me see. Hey, Jordan. How are you, friend? We're just going to be taking a look at some stuff. So, the Bucs' first training camp practice was today. Hello, Austin. I did end up going live. You're welcome. The Buccaneers' first training camp practice was today, which was good. I think it was good. They were forced inside eventually due to lightning, which is wonderful in the sense of we're able to have them still practice even whenever there is lightning. I think that's great. So they went inside and they were able to complete their whole practice. And there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about right now. And I'll be getting into that in a minute. So hello, Jordan, Austin, hello, Adrian, Jay, Jungle, Neil, Bangton, hello all of you. I have to go to work actually at I think 2 or 2:30. Are they doing the Ring of Honor at Monday Night Football game? Yes, they are, I think. I'm pretty sure they are. Pretty sure they are. Honestly, I don't remember. Are you with Jameis, and do you think he will still be our franchise quarterback? I mean, as of right now, yeah. But things are subject to change. Can I get a breakdown on how I can watch the Bucs practice? So there's a couple of ways you can watch the practice. You can go to it live. There's 6 dates where you can go to it. I'll be going to all 6. I hope to see some of you there. You can do that. Or basically the only other way is Twitter and just getting your updates from guys like Greg Allman. The Pewter Report's a good one. Trevor Sikkema's a good one. Those are kind of guys who you have to follow, and there will be live tweeting because I don't think you're allowed to post like the entirety of practice that you're recording. Plus, it'd be kind of hard to get everything anyway. So for those of you who want updates on what's going on, just make sure you keep out for people who are live tweeting the practices and what's going on there. That's what I've been doing. So do I need tickets for practice? I would say no. I think if you do have tickets, that's good, but I don't think it's required because that'd be pretty stupid if they were just flat out turning people away from practices. So, you know, that'd be pretty ridiculous. And actually, guys, hold on real quick. I just need to close my door. So 1 second. Okay. There we go. Anyway, yeah. So I don't think you need a ticket to go to practice. But I think it'd be better. But, you know, I don't think you need one. I don't think they'll turn you away if you don't have a ticket. That'd be pretty ridiculous. Fire those fucking cannons. Could not agree more. Great. Could not agree more. I think I'm Team Carlton Davis in the cornerback battle. I am too. I am too. It's raining in Tampa. It is raining in Tampa. It's raining a lot of places. James, you stop it. Where's James? I'm disappointed, James. Ugh. Everybody, this is James. James has been on some live streams before, and he hates me because he can't go to training camp today. Or Sunday, sorry. I live in Seminole, Florida, so it's a long drive. I want to be sure. Hey! I live near Seminole, Florida. I think James lives in Seminole, Florida. I have no idea. Or Jimmy. Do you think James will make wise decisions after all this, or do you think he's still going to have some off nights? I hope he makes some wiser decisions. I think he will. I think he will. Even if it's sold out, I would still say go. Panella's, there you go. I don't go to high school. I'm in college. I'm in college. It's sold out on Sunday. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I'm gonna start looking into some stuff that's happened. I actually just woke up a little bit ago, so if I sound out of it, that's why. I actually did write down one thing. One player that impressed today actually was Freddie Martino a little bit. He had some good plays with Ryan Griffin. And how the offense worked today was Fitzpatrick was with the ones, so the starting offense for pretty much the whole time. And then Jameis Winston was specifically with the twos the whole time. And then Ryan Griffin was with the threes a good bit. So that was pretty much how the quarterback room shook out. And then pretty much, if you want to know like who started along everything else, it's basically exactly what you expected. Starting offensive line. Donovan Smith, Ali Marpet, Jensen, Beninock, Dodson. That's the O-line. D-line is Bo Allen, Gerald McCoy, JPP, and Vinny Curry. So that's how that goes. I don't know how I'm going to see you at the Steelers versus Bucs games. There's so many people. What do I do? I'm sure I'll be live streaming the game, and if you guys are there, I'll say a place to meet up and we can hang out. And if he does get a franchise tag, do you think he'll be the most paid quarterback? No. I think he'll be, I don't think he'll be the most paid quarterback. I don't know if that's how the franchise works. Honestly, I have no idea. But I don't even think they'd give him the franchise tag, honestly. You think Martino gets the 6th receiver spot? So like I was just saying, he had a good practice today. It's possible. It's obviously possible. You're going up against Bobo Wilson. You're going up against some other guys who I can't remember right now off the top of my head. I know Bobo Wilson. I know Martino. I know Bailey is a wide receiver. Sergio Bailey. I don't think Justin Watson's in jeopardy of losing his job. I think he's pretty much locked at that 5th wide receiver spot. There's a couple other guys there that you have to be going up against, but Sergio Bailey, Bobo Wilson, Freddie Martino, those are 3 guys who are probably going to be battling for that, and it sounds like Martino had a good day today. I wasn't there. I wasn't at the practice, so I can't really like give you an in-depth of what went on. I'm just going off of what I've been reading, what I've been hearing today. Fitz will tear it up, James. Good call. Sep Crippled, how are you? So some other notes here. I want to get into some other stuff. Stevie Tukalavatu cut his hair. That's anything, that's anything you want to look into. Spence is still really fast. I saw a clip of Spence today. All the rookies are in backup roles. They're all with the twos basically for the most part, so that's no surprise for me. I think Peyton Barber was working a lot with the ones today over Ronald Jones. That makes sense every year. Every year it happens where the rookies don't start right away, so it makes sense unless, So let's see. Let's see. So there's a lot of like quotes and stuff here that I can read if you guys want me to. Given our current circumstances, a very good problem to have. Whichever quarterback gets the spot, he's going to have some good weapons for sure. Yeah, I think it was a good situation that either quarterback's been put in. Every year the salary cap goes up. That's why the past year, every year, it's been the most paid quarterback of all. I think if we do sign him, he's going to be the most paid quarterback, same as Wentz, Goff, and Marcus. I honestly don't think, I don't know if he would. With all the trouble that's been going on and the fact that he's missing 3 games, I think that missing the 3 games is going to cost him a lot of money in terms of overall leverage, for sure. I don't think he'll end up being the highest paid quarterback. I think he'll be below guys like Ryan. I don't think he'll be the highest paid quarterback, for sure. What would you do if the Bucs were undefeated this season? Well, geez, first off, the channel would blow up. Holy crap, do you know how many freaking bandwagons we'd get? I mean, right now, us guys right now, we're all like diehards, right? So if the Bucs went undefeated, the channel would freaking blow up. That'd be crazy. James, can you get on right now, actually? I'm curious. Can you get on? Are you at work? But I'm more quietly in the corner of Ryan Griffin. Ryan Griffin? Simply because I want to see what he can do. It's whatever. Then you could do this for a living. Lol. It's one of my ultimate goals. It's one of my ultimate goals is not to do this for a living. You can go live on your YouTube channel on your phone to use a camera. Yeah, that was my plan all along, was to go live on my phone. Give the man a chance, James. All right, fine. Fine. I'll give the man a chance, Bangton, just because you told me so. So whenever I'm at Robert Fitzpatrick is a curse. That's true. When I'm at the training camp on Sunday, with my where's my new camera? I got a new camera so I can record the practice. So whenever I'm at that practice, I'll specifically call you out, Bangton, and say, "All right, we're gonna go watch oh, Ryan. Oh, in the corner of Ryan Griffin. My bad. I thought you meant Ryan Smith. I'm so stupid. I'll call you out whenever I see Ryan Griffin. Text me how to go live. Oh, okay. So, let me actually see. Does the Bucks cannon scare you? No. It's loud. I mean, I'm used to hearing loud noises, so it doesn't scare me. It did my first time. What? Yeah. Just get on Skype, James. And I'll be able to call you, and we can set it up. So that should be fun. But let me see. Greg Allman asked Dirk Cutter if they were going to bring in a veteran quarterback. Pete kind of deflected that and said Ryan Griffin's our backup quarterback. That makes sense. So, I mean, I guess if anybody's still holding out hope that they might bring in like a Colin Kaepernick, or they might bring in a somebody else, it looks like they're rolling with Griffin and Fitzpatrick, kind of like what we expected. Two James in the Skype call is going to get weird. I'll just be calling him Jimmy. So let me switch over real quick. James, just let me know whenever you're ready, and I'll call you. Winston reiterating he wants to move forward, has learned and grown since the incident. True. Oh, phone, calm down. James, hold on. I gotta get it set up on the collaboration stuff.
What up,
okay. No, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Why are you so... What has happened here? Oh, there you are. James, how are you? Hold on, I gotta actually put in my earbuds now because I wasn't expecting to hear stuff today. Hold on. It's the James and James thing. Hello, James.
Hi, James.
I'm just gonna call you Jimmy, okay? Hope that's okay.
Okay, that works.
All right, so
what I have on there.
True. So, have you paid attention to anything yet on the overall training camp so far?
I've been horrible. I have not actually.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
That's all right.
I've been so focused on getting that cat. Okay.
True. Oh, that's right. James is getting a cat soon, or Jimmy's getting a cat soon. I'm gonna call you Jimmy, okay, for the purposes of this live stream. So anyway, yes. Okay. So one of the oh no, wait, my camera just went off. So somebody just said, what was the Bucs' stupidest decision ever? What was the Bucs' stupidest decision ever? Drafting Jameis Winston.
No.
Stupidest decision ever. I don't want to say it was firing Dungy or like firing Gruden, but that I don't know. I mean, if you want to go way back and not re-signing Doug Williams.
To be honest, I gotta think. Personally, it was the Lovey hire.
Oh, somebody just gave an easy answer to drafting Roberto Aguayo. Yeah.
See, I don't give him much crap for that one.
And that's up there.
He took a chance. It's bad, but I mean, the reward would have been great too. So, no, I think it was the Lovey hire because when Lovey came in, he gutted that roster.
True. That's true.
So,
trading for Darrelle Revis, maybe. I mean, like, not picking obvious. You know, we gave him a first-round pick for Darrelle Revis. People forget that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He only played 1 year for us, then he left. Yeah, no, I'm just joking, Jungle. Not Jameis. Actually, somebody just asked where Mike Glennon's at too. Mike Glennon's in Arizona with Sam Bradford and
that's right. Yeah,
and a rookie quarterback.
Getting a backup role again.
Yeah, I wonder if he sunburns. He probably sunburns really bad because it's probably really, really hot in Arizona. So anyway, James, I want to take you through some quotes today that some people were talking about for the training camp. You want to do that?
Jimmy, pick up your underwear.
There's Max in the background. Just ignore him.
No. Oh no.
I'm over at Max's house, so sorry.
Oh, Max. Gotcha.
Max, work Max. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, I want to go through some of these quotes with you real quick. So they asked Dirk Cutter if they were going to bring in a veteran quarterback. Dirk Cutter said, "No, Ryan Griffin's our veteran backup, and he knows the system while he's been there for the past 3 years." What do you think about the Bucs not bringing in a veteran quarterback?
Wait, do you mean Ryan Fitzpatrick or Ryan Griffin?
No. They asked Dirk, "Are you going to bring in a backup veteran quarterback?" And,
okay, yeah. And Ryan Griffin is the backup.
And they said it's Ryan Griffin.
Okay, I was still thinking of the aspects that Fitzpatrick is a backup, but technically not for the first 2 weeks. So I'm okay with that decision.
Yeah. Do you think that they should bring in a veteran backup quarterback? Like if they could, who would you want to bring in? Stuff like that, or do you feel like, well, at this point, honestly, it would be really kind of hard to bring in a veteran quarterback anyway. So that's kind of a weird. Isn't that a weird question? It's like
that is because if you're going to bring in a good veteran backup that would have gone on early in the offseason.
Yeah.
There's not too many good ones on the market at this point.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with the Fitzpatrick hire, the Fitzpatrick backup. So
yeah.
Or Griffin. Excuse me, Griffin.
Yeah, it's I get the name. It's going to be hard getting the names mixed up, but
yeah. Because I was a fan of Griffin before Fitzpatrick came in, so.
No, and then they also keep in mind I wasn't at the practice, or neither of us were, so this is all basically just off of like Twitter, Pewter Report, Tampa Bay Times, stuff like that. After practice, Gerald McCoy was staying around. He was coaching some of the teammates. Do you think that's like a good thing? Like, and how so? Like, what do you think that like McCoy could teach him? Like, because I know like you have a couple of proven veterans there with like Mitch Unrein and Bo Allen, but you still have some guys that need teaching, like Vita Vea, like Stevie Tuipulotu.
I think anytime a player is willing to bring players under his wing, it's never a bad thing.
Yeah.
So
do you think it like since people like sometimes like criticize McCoy's like leadership and stuff like that, do you think it's kind of like a situation where it's like, he's actually like he's a bit of an underrated leader for this team, or no?
Yeah, I don't. I just think he's not like the.
I know he's not like. I know he's
out in the media showing that he's a leader. I think he's more of a silent leader.
Yeah.
So.
There's some other stuff. A lot of this is Jameis Winston stuff. they basically grilled Winston, it looks like, for like his whole interview. So it's pretty interesting. Interesting quote from Cutter here about it, because they asked him about it on the suspension, and he said, "It's my job to deal with it. It's all our jobs. We're here. It's part of it. When things go good, you deal with it. When things aren't how you want it exactly, you deal with it." That's a pretty non-bull crappy quote, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically how it has to be, though, you know? With the whole...
I mean, to be completely honest, Winston caught leader, it caught ownership, it caught the coaching staff all off guard, because they trusted him big time, and he kind of did betray their trust a little bit by not coming forward about it. So I kind of get it from their aspect. They're a little shocked, so...
Yeah. And then they also asked him, like, what can teammates learn from Jameis Winston? They asked Cutter this. And obvious question is obvious, right? It's like, don't do this. So what Cutter said was, that's an obvious question. You have to take care of your business as a person. Everybody does. That doesn't matter if it's this incident or alcohol related or anything like that. These guys have to learn how to conduct themselves. That's just part of not just NFL football players, but media members training as well. So hey, kind of calling out the media a little bit. It's like it's like, hey, everybody's got to be accountable, even you guys. That's actually kind of funny. Um, so this is also interesting as well. Um, so Cutter made it clear Ryan Fitzpatrick is his quarterback for the first 3 games. Period. Right? Bud prays for Ryan Griffin. We think Ryan Griffin has a lot of upside. I can't prove it other than what I see in practice and what I hear in meeting rooms in preseason. He'll get a chance to show himself.
Yes.
And then after that, he was asked if there's any chance Ryan Griffin could win the Week 1 starting job over Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Cutter said it would have to be something that I can't foresee right now. So it sounds like they are just full blaze, like full steam ahead. Fitzpatrick's the guy, and he's gonna be the guy unless something insanely drastic changes. So that's pretty interesting. What do you think about that? Would you think that maybe you want to see a little bit more of Griffin? Do you think that that's Cutter just like being crowd control, or do you think
possibly? I mean, I think you should go into it with an open mind. I mean, from what we've seen with Griffin in flashes in preseason and stuff, he's shown some flashes of pretty good. And there's a reason why. Back when the Bucs still had Glennon, they carried 3 quarterbacks. They were protecting because they did not want to lose Griffin. So if you were protecting Griffin that much, you feel like you would give him an opportunity.
Yeah.
Because we don't exactly know what Griffin is. Is he a starter? Is he a backup? Because we haven't seen his full potential. We know what Fitzpatrick is. So I feel like you shouldn't rule out.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything.
Well, Ethan's here. All right, right on. How do you feel about how Jameis handled the media today? So that was something I kind of wanted to get into. I think he handled it well, and there's plenty of quotes. They basically quoted his whole interview on Twitter, which, I'm not going to get into the very specific details of it. However, I do want to talk about some of it, and we'll get back to all the Cutter stuff in a minute. Literally just pages upon pages of Jameis Winston stuff, by the way. So,
not a shock.
Yeah. So there's a lot to go through here. Jameis reiterating that he just wants to move forward. He's learned and grown since 2016. He can't put himself in the position again as he did, and he's just focused on moving forward, right? I think that's pretty,
well, I mean,
basic answer. And he's also saying that he wants to work on regaining the trust of the community.
Yeah.
And how
what else is he gonna say?
It's not like he's gonna say, "Man,
nothing he says is gonna change what happens." So.
Yeah, and it's also not gonna really. There's nothing he can say to change right now with the
exactly. He's got to bite the bullet and move forward.
Yeah. So there's that. He said he talked to his teammates on Wednesday and apologized to them, which I think's pretty good. He said that the teammates have supported him. They didn't question him about what had happened or anything like that. They're just kind of saying like, whatever happened. We're just gonna support you. I think that's good. I think it definitely shows that like. For the people who say like the organization is going to turn its back on Winston, not yet. It looks like, what I mean. Like if it's going to happen, well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen immediately in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty important. So he said he talked to his teammates, he apologized, and that he doesn't want to be a distraction. Which again, that's another thing is. It's gonna be it could very well be a distraction moving forward because of all the stuff.
Yeah, maybe week 1 it will be definitely because the whole mindset is he's not there, so that's gonna be the focus. But especially week 4 when he's starting again,
it's gonna be another distraction. I think for 2 weeks it'll be a big distraction.
I'm gonna have to get going here soon, but
that's all right. So yeah, he just talked about how he's made strides as just a man, as a father, as a leader, and he knows he can't put himself back in those situations. Obviously not, because he can't really afford to for multiple reasons.
No. I mean, that's a big strike. If anything, even remotely similar, excuse me, comes up like this again, he's gonna be out of the town.
Yeah. And they asked
him,
I mean,
I don't see how the owners would let that one go. So
they asked him about his opinion on the NFL's 3-game suspension is, and he said, they made their decision. There's nothing I can say beyond that. They made a decision. I have to look to myself and grow and learn from this experience. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty basic. Like, what else? Man, screw the NFL. They suck.
Well,
And
even with that suspension was negotiated because he was facing a 6-game suspension, and him and his lawyers negotiated 3 games. So I mean, he's got to be happy with what he got because he could have got a lot worse.
Yeah. He also talked about the support he's gotten. He said, "I've had full support from ownership on down." He said it's about addressing his teammates personally. He knows it means a lot to everybody, and again, he reiterated he doesn't want to be a distraction. He wants to move forward. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And they asked him if he should be seen as a team leader, and he responded with, "It's not about me. I'm going to do whatever I can to dive into this community and to support everybody, teammates, community, system, and all that." So, that's kind of cool. He does say that now that he's had this suspension, it'll give him a little bit more of an opportunity to lead from behind the scenes. He kind of gets a chance to sit back and observe him for 3 games, kind of like what happened last year with his. I think me and you had talked about it, where he had this chance whenever he hurt his shoulder. He had this chance to just sit back and learn, and sit back and watch Fitzpatrick and help out his teammates in any way he can just from the sidelines. And he once again has that opportunity here.
Exactly.
Which I think's good.
It won't hurt. I mean,
no. They actually asked Jameis Winston if he should be cut. That's a bit of a pretty weird. So this is what
what's he gonna say in that one? Yeah, sure, of course, that's a great decision.
He said, "My first reaction to that is that and this will be the last one we'll comment on, and then I'll let you go. My first reaction to that is I've worked hard since I got to this community to prove that I am the guy that the Buccaneers drafted. I'm going to continue to do that. I believe these fans should still support us as a whole organization and support me as well. I've given a lot to those fans, and the fans have been very good to me." So, basically saying no way. And that makes sense. That is a ballsy question to say, Bangton. I wonder who asked that question. Who you think? What, man, if I was the player, dude, that'd be a tough question to swallow. I mean, I get it. Winston's probably oh, okay. Winston's probably coming in. Winston's probably coming in. He's probably sitting there saying, yeah, I got to be ready to answer any and all questions, And I get it. They're not going to hold back. They're going to be pretty scathing about it. What do you think? Do you think, oh, you got to head out?
Yeah, I got to go.
All right, that sounds good. James, thanks for being on for a little bit, and I'll see you later, okay?
You're welcome.
All right,
I'll talk to you later.
See you, man.
All right, bye.
All right, and we're back. Hold on, let me go back to the solo recording here. There we go, wonderful. It was fun having James on for a second. Oh, Ryan, you want to answer some questions? just bringing in everybody. Let me see. I don't think so unless he doesn't make progress this season, which I know for a fact he will. It's true. Can we as fans get over what he did and support him this season as their quarterback? I mean, I feel like I'm ready to, and I mean, I never was in a situation where I wasn't ready to support him. But I think it's going to be very split this year. I think it's definitely going to be very split this year. There's more Winston stuff, a lot. I don't really think I can read all of it because I'd honestly be here just reading quotes for an hour. That'd be pretty weird. I want to get back to the Dirk Cutter stuff. So let me actually see here. Cutter, let's see. Hold on. Okay, Cutter asked. So they asked Cutter what he's so excited about during training camp, and Cutter responded with, "I'm excited because you're excited to get your guys back. I'm excited about the new guys that we've added to this team. I'm excited about our defensive front, and I'm excited about our draft class and free agents." So Cutter's just basically excited as we are, right? He's just saying, "I'm excited for football to be back." I think we're going to have a good football team again, said Cutter. Again, it's going to be proven on the field here when we get to playing. So yeah, I think that's been pretty interesting. He's just excited to be back for football. I think we all are excited to be back for football at this point. James, have you been to the Bucs game against the Dolphins or Jaguars? Am I going? I mean, I'm going to. Is that the preseason games? I know I'm going to the preseason games. I don't think I'm going to one in Miami or Jacksonville, if that's what you're asking. But yeah, I should be going to a lot of games this year. My goal is to go to maybe not every, but a couple of home games this year. I'm for sure going to the Steelers one. What is going on here? Cutter asked if Winston is definitely his quarterback in Week 4 after the suspension. Week 4 is a long ways away. Let's worry about Week 4. In Week 4, right now, let's worry about preseason, getting ready for the season. That's a little bit of an interesting quote. I get it. It might just be like crowd control or damage control or whatever, but it's kind of weird considering how. That's an interesting quote. I still think Jameis Winston will be the guy Week 4. I just think Dirk Cutter's kind of deflecting stuff. You know. James, what? You're back.
I'm back.
What's going on?
Not much.
What happened? What happened?
Max had to leave, so he was like, I was just saying he was leaving. So.
Oh, why aren't you at his house?
Yeah.
You're just hanging out at his house now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing. We were just talking about how this is an interesting quote. Actually, I wanted to bring up to you. Basically, they asked Dirk Cutter what he's excited about, and he basically just said everything. And then he basically was just like, I'm so excited to get free agents. I'm excited for our draft class. I'm excited about this. And it's like, okay. The second quote I wanted to bring up to you real quick, and I want you specifically to give your opinion on this, is Cutter asked if Winston is definitely his quarterback in Week 4 after suspension. So they asked him, hey, is James Winston going to be your guy in Week 4? He said, Week 4 is a long ways away. Let's worry about Week 4 in Week 4. Right now, let's worry about preseason and getting ready for the season. So, what are your thoughts on that quote right there? Because I feel it's a little bit deflective. I don't think, but I also feel it's not anything bad.
I can see both sides of the argument. I for one feel like he's trying to push it off, saying and basically trying not to make it a distraction.
Right.
Where he goes, we shouldn't be going into Week 1 worrying about who our quarterback is.
We shouldn't be going into preseason
week
1.
1.
Yeah.
Correct. But at the same time, it's not a ringing endorsement of either.
Well, I just think it's such a stark contrast from what he said about, it's like, Fitzpatrick's the guy. Unless Ryan Griffin does something crazy, Fitzpatrick's the guy. And then for Winston, we'll see what happens in Week 4. Week 4 is Week 4. Obviously, I think he's just... That sounded like a deflection to me because it's like, Jesus, okay, stop talking about the Jameis Winston stuff. Like, come on, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. I don't think that should be taken, like, super out of context about that. But still, I could see how that could get spun in a different way.
Exactly. I just feel like he doesn't want to make it a distraction.
Yeah.
In the first 3 weeks of the season, so.
Austin wanted to break down the linebacker depth chart real quick. So right now, Kendall Beckwith isn't playing, by the way, James. I think he was out. So right now, our starting linebackers were Levante David, right outside linebacker, Quan Alexander, middle linebacker, and then Adarius Taylor, formerly Adarius Glanton, as the starting left outside linebacker. Then the backups went as Riley Bullough was the backup middle linebacker. Cameron Lynch, I believe, was the backup left outside linebacker, or right outside linebacker. And Devontae Bond, I believe, was the backup left outside linebacker. And then the third linebackers, you had rookie Jack Sitchie, and then some other guys as well. Do you think that Sitchie is going to be able to make the roster and challenge guys like Bullough, guys like Bond, and Cameron Lynch for these backup spots?
It's going to be, I think, hard because with linebacker being one of our most set position groups,
right?
Because unlike last year with the defense, when we had a lot of problems on defense, linebacker wasn't really one of them.
Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of the downfall for the reason why linebackers did so poorly last year was because they were putting them in roles that they weren't supposed to be in. instead of allowing them to blitz when they wanted to blitz, they were blitzing them all the time because we had no defensive pass rush.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's not going to be a lot of positions open. So he's really going to have to impress to basically take one of those positions away.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying he's not capable of doing it, but it's not going to be an easy task.
Another thing too is that the Bucs always do this. I think teams do this in general. How the rookies always start off as the backups, you know, and like third stringers and whatnot, and then they work their way up. That could also be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't make the roster, he could come back in a practice squad and impress that way.
Yeah,
come up that way. That's exactly what Riley Bullough did. I mean, now he's a backup. So
somebody told me Riley Bullow's a really slow linebacker. I do not remember if that's true or not. I don't know. I can't remember who said it. It was such a weird point to make. I was like, oh, is he slow? I don't know.
I can't remember.
When we go to training camp, I definitely want to see how fast Riley
Bullow. Yeah, I have
to
to watch him. But I'll tell you what, the passion's there. So
yeah,
it ain't a lack of passion.
I think he's there. I think he's there intangible wise and mentally. I think he's there.
He's got the attitude you want.
Yeah, Ethan says Riley Bullow's slow. So maybe,
what was that?
Yeah, somebody commented. Ethan. He said, "Yeah, Riley Bullow's slow. Maybe he is slow. I want to watch him run now." So
go out there, Dark. Just do sprints.
Dark. Make Riley Bullough run. They're like, what? So somebody said that comment about a week 4 quarterback sounds like they might not be sure. Sounds like they might not be sure if they are sure about Winston. So could be.
I feel like I still get this feeling that he damaged the trust between coaching and ownership right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like they want to work on that relationship a little bit first.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the Glazers were behind him 100%. And to find out that he wasn't fully upfront about everything kind of drew a wedge between them. So I feel like that could be part of it too.
Yeah.
So they want to complete confident that nothing like this will happen again, because if it happens again, it's a huge embarrassment on this organization.
Yeah.
And being a diehard Bucs fan, it hurts to say this, but it's not like the Bucs are one of the favorite organizations in the NFL anyway. So to keep getting these negative marks on them does not put a good light nationally.
No.
So I feel like the big goal right now for the Glazers is to try and make the organization to be looked at as a positive organization who's out in the community, giving back to people. I mean, look at Mike Evans just did that massive donation to that family. So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff they want to see in the media. And to see stuff like this kind of goes against what they stand for. And to find out a guy who was giving you 100%, you thought was giving the 100% truth, to find out he isn't, kind of makes you hesitant to trust him to lead your organization going forward.
You know what was the weird part about that Mike Evans donation thing is people were calling him out on it and saying like, you didn't donate enough. That's only like
I don't see you guys. Well, not
$11,000. Like, that's not enough.
Well,
yeah,
the people
like
calling out, I don't see them doing it. So I mean, he's doing more than the people. I just don't like when people criticize saying you're not doing enough when they alone aren't doing anything.
That's $11,000 is $11,000. I don't.
Yeah.
Care, I don't care. Like
I don't have $11,000 to donate.
Yeah, like I don't care what type of percentage it is or whatever of Mike Evans' like contract. Like that's $11,000.
That's money he didn't have to give.
Yeah, he had no reason to. He just wanted to.
Yeah.
So by the way, your name on here is Jimmy James now. It's in the header above you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't see the header.
And you are now recognized as Jimmy James. So
got it.
Somebody asked you a question.
Okay.
Hey Jimmy James, which position battles are you looking forward to in training camp?
You know, I have to say running back. I mean, I know Ronald Jones has this. Well, I don't feel like Ronald Jones is going to have the sole possession of running back. Like, it's going to be...
Actually, fun fact, I think Peyton Barber was working with the ones today with the starting lineup.
I mean, it's going to be running back by rotation or by committee. I mean, that's how Dirk Cutter's always done his running backs. So I want to see who's going to end up being that considered the number one in the depth chart. I know it's too early for depth charts and all that, but I want to see how he stacks up against the other guys. Because I know he's the home run guy.
I
but...
wouldn't say it's too early for depth charts. I mean, it's kind of. I mean.
Okay, true. We're going into training camp.
Yeah, I was gonna say you see it unfold out now. You know, like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like as of right now, there's no depth charts. I want to see going, say next week, where he lines up on that depth chart.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
The
I know
quarterback
it's not
battle.
really. I know it's not really a battle, but I want to see how the kicker does.
It's Chandler Catanzaro versus Trevor Moore.
Oh, they did sign another one.
Yeah, it's an undrafted rookie. He's been here. Yeah, he hasn't been cut yet, so he's been here for a little bit.
Yeah, I want to see how that works out because
honestly, I don't think Catanzaro's going. He's been hitting his field goals actually. I he's been going 5 for 5. I don't think he's only missed one so far. I mean, especially considering he's on a 3-year, basically $10 million deal. That would make things a lot more difficult if you were to get rid of him. But you know.
Yeah, that's not all easy money to bite.
Exactly. Exactly.
Especially going into with all these players now going into contract years. We're not going to be going into the off season with the money we've been having in the past, going in with $60-70 million under the cap. Going forward, we're going to actually be a lot lower than that. So you got to start watching your money at this point now too. So you can't just
I mean, the Bucs
throw out money and go, oh, well, if he doesn't work out, it's whatever.
The Bucs have always had like pretty good cap guys, I think, like working on it.
But at the same time,
you have to extend a lot of people. You're extending Winston, which God knows what's going to happen there.
Which, to be honest, that's a good problem to have. I mean, not the Winston, what you were saying, but I mean, having guys
who can get second contracts.
Who we extend because you have so many guys. But then, I mean, you look a few years ago, the Bucs weren't extending anyone.
Yeah, we were just letting guys go.
Yeah, so it's a good problem to have.
And you have a lot of I could see how the cap situation could be a problem moving forward because you have I mean these guys don't deserve max deals, but still. It just depends on what they ask for, because Donovan Smith, Ali Marpet, Quan Alexander, Jameis Winston. Those are 4 important guys at important positions, and those positions command at least some type of money,
Exactly.
So now, that should be pretty interesting, and how those contracts work out, that'll be certainly something to look out for.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you, too, how do you feel about the Sweezy situation?
Oh, that he got cut?
That he got cut.
Oh, I'm happy. I mean...
Yeah, I am too.
It was funny. One of my... Also, I think David was here. I didn't say hi to David. If David's still here, hi, David. Long time ago when I first started this channel, we had this guy. It might have been David, actually. I remember I had a big J.R. Sweezy fan as a subscriber, and he was consistently in the live streams. I think he's still here. I think he just changed his name. But I remember I would talk about J.R. Sweezy, and I'd say, like, oh, he could get cut. And he was like, nah, don't even talk about that. And then he finally got cut. So that's sad. It's a little sad. I think it was, honestly, I was expecting it, but I wasn't expecting it yet. Because I thought that, it's like, he hasn't been doing good, but still, it's like he's still a body, like he still just have a body for training camp, I think that just
but that was a lot of money to just have a body sitting there.
Yeah, no, I think that just goes to prove that one, they just thought it's not even worth it to give him the chance because it's either they didn't have as much faith in his ability or they have a very large amount of faith in Caleb Benenoch's ability, because right now Benenoch's labeled as the starter for right guard. So,
and I won't be surprised if Alex Kappa gets a shot at it.
Yeah, Alex Kappa. I think he was with the Twos today. I think so. So that should be interesting. Actually, I want to read a comment here. They will owe Winston $21 million next year due to the fact that they picked up his 5th-year option. And let's be honest, he's not been good. When a team wins 6 games they won 5 games, and 2 by a backup quarterback who only played 3 total and had no real reps all preseason. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you think Winston deserves kind of a $21 million per year type of contract? Because I mean, that's what he's getting now with his 5th-year option. Like, if you had to give Winston, like, obviously, like, what type of money would you give Winston in a contract? Because I mean, it's such an interesting interesting situation, because it's like,
Yeah.
he loses a lot of leverage from the suspension and from missing these 3 games, but at the same time, I mean, James Winston also has the leverage of, you would have to restart at quarterback, and there's no way you want to do that.
That's true, but
I'm probably better than most of the free agent quarterbacks that are going to be out there, and
I still feel like the Bucs would have the upper hand in that negotiation, because if Winston were to walk, there's a lot of teams who aren't gonna take the chance.
Yeah.
So
keep in mind, I don't think that they're going to move on from Winston. I'm just talking about
I don't think so either.
Contractual
But
situations.
he's not going to be getting what he was projected to get.
Yeah.
He was projected to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. After this, I don't think he might be.
It's an interesting situation, like it was saying earlier, is like, this stuff happened a couple of years ago, so obviously that does change things, but this, I get that he did it a couple of years ago, but the fact of the matter is that the suspension happened this year. It didn't happen a couple of years ago. The suspension happened this year.
And it wasn't the first it's not his first allegation. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think. I think the problem is, like, I'm not saying, like, the problem is, like, oh, well, he still could be a problem. Like, that's not what I think they're going to be bringing up in contract negotiations. I think what they'd be bringing up in contract negotiations is, like, yeah, you were a problem a couple years ago, and it affected us this year. Like,
yeah,
you got suspended 3 games. That's a big deal. That's where I think it could be a problem.
Yeah, that's almost a quarter of your season he's going to miss.
But still, I think, and I'm sure he still doesn't have these problems. I'm sure he is very genuine in terms of, like, moving on and whatnot. But still, he missed 3 games because of his actions in the past. However you want to spin it, it's like, well, he's changed. Still, he's still suspended 3 games because of his former actions.
Yeah.
Still, I'd still say that Jameis Winston is going to be leaps and bounds better than most of the free agent quarterbacks that are going to be out there this upcoming season.
Without a doubt. I mean, statistically speaking, he's been improving.
Yeah.
He is one of the better quarterbacks out there, but he hasn't made that leap that everyone's expecting. So.
James might even say he'd go to the Patriots.
Oh God, no!
I have this ongoing.
I'd cry.
It's this ongoing gag on the channel where every time a player gets cut by the Bucs, or even in general, I always say they're gonna go to the Patriots, because it happened with Revis, it happened with Blunt. I'm sure it happened with Adrian Claiborne. Now Adrian Claiborne's on the Patriots.
It didn't happen with Safarian Jenkins as well.
No, he's on the Jets.
Yeah, but didn't he? Oh wait, yeah, he went directly to the Jets. There's another player in there that went.
Bennett. Martell
no,
Bennett. Michael Bennett didn't go to the Patriots, did he?
No.
No, he went to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who other players went to the Patriots. Anyway, so yeah, that's an ongoing gag, because every time somebody talks about getting cut, or like, it's like, oh, what do you think about this player? I go, hey, they'd be really good on the Patriots. John Lynch, he went to the Patriots in the end. So, it happens. I'm trying to see what else is going on here in the comments here. Oh, did you see what Glennon got? If Jameis walks, he will get paid. True. It could very well be a situation where Jameis Winston ends up being one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. It could totally happen.
It could, but I mean, the situation doesn't help him, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So.
If Winston walks, he will be the highest paid quarterback. That I think would happen for sure. I didn't like how Levante called it a silly mistake. It is a distraction, but we got to win at least 1 out of the 3 games. Yeah, did you hear about that? Levante David called the whole Jameis Winston thing like a silly mistake. Maybe bad choice of words, but also at the same time, I don't know if reporters should be grilling the teammates of Jameis Winston about this situation either. I get if you need to ask Dirk Cutter about it, and I get if you need to ask Jameis Winston about it. but this has nothing to do with Levante David in a way. I mean,
he's still considered a leader on the team, so they're going to get his opinion on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Aqib Talib, too. Aqib Talib. I forgot about Aqib Talib.
Talib, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah. If we had a good team, Jameis would get more praise. It's not his fault we lose a lot. I would say that. Yeah, I don't think it's
I agree with that, yeah.
I don't think it's Jameis's fault. 42 turnovers in 3 years, not worth 21 mil, in my opinion, says Rocco.
I mean, he does have a turnover problem. That is true. But
okay, hold on. Trey asked a question here. Did he admit to doing what he was accused of doing? No, technically not. Technically not.
The apology was pretty much, I feel, was a non-denial denial. Well, not even that. I feel like it was a.
It was kind of like a let's brush this under the rug. Let's just get this
correct.
over.
Yeah,
with
it wasn't
type
really a denial.
He basically said, like, I'm sorry I put the Uber driver... Yeah, he basically said, like, I'm sorry I put the Uber driver in this situation. The NFL did what the NFL did. He basically... He leaned a little bit towards both ways, which I thought was interesting.
He took a little bit of the blame. He blamed a little bit of other things. And
Yeah, which I think was interesting. I agree, James's, but but it's still a big commitment for any team to throw that much money at him and one more off-field risk issue, and then he's done. It's a big risk. Absolutely, it's a big risk. That's just kind of the risk that you have to take with certain situations in the NFL. I mean, it's risk versus raw talent, and Jameis Winston has a good amount of raw talent. He has a very good amount of raw talent. But at the same time, that risk is always going to be there. It's just something you have to roll with. It's kind of like Big Ben in a way. Big Ben's kind of a terrible guy sometimes.
Yeah, I mean he's been accused of similar things.
Very similar things, like probably
with, to be completely honest, more credible evidence. Or
yeah,
I should say more evidence against him.
And the Steelers rolled with it, and Big Ben was he's still playing. So it's just interesting. Why isn't it a silly mistake? We just don't know. I don't know if. Oh, look, there's Max.
Here's Max.
Look at Max. That's a wonderful thing. He looks so happy. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of debate about it. Like, it's like, oh, silly mistake. There's a lot of back and forth for that. I don't know if silly mistake was the right words to use. So it should be interesting. Max doesn't watch football, does he?
He doesn't.
Yeah, Max doesn't care.
He's too busy like creeping in on this picture.
Yeah. Let Max know that there's like around 18 to 20 people just watching him be weird.
I'm pretty sure he's aware of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Jacob said Winston is no better than Vince Young. That's a bold claim. James, do you have to pay to go to the Bucs Stadium early and see the players walk into their locker rooms? Do you? I don't even know if you can see that normally.
I don't think you can. I think that's only open to like
media access.
Yeah.
That's a little bit weird.
Press box level people.
Let me see. Leave the man alone. Let's move on. Yeah, basically it's all about moving on now.
Yeah.
James Winston is a Pro Bowler. I completely forgot he made the Pro Bowl at one point.
I think it was his rookie year, wasn't it?
No. Second year?
No. Second year. 2016?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. You can see
he was drafted in 2015, correct?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so I think it was his 2016 season.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, man, so moving forward to training camp, what training camp days are you going to, by the way?
Depends on work.
Yeah, it's true. I know they're having 6 training camps that everybody can attend, and I know I think I posted them. It was his rookie year, Ethan said.
Was his rookie? Okay. I thought so. So it would have made the 2016 Pro Bowl.
Yeah. He was, I'm trying to see something. Roy. Who's Roy? I don't know. 1827 clutch. That's not clutch to me. Oh, yeah. There was something I was going to read. Oh, okay. So, yeah, there's 6 training camp dates that people can go to, James. And I want to go ahead and find them real quick just to make sure everybody knows. Because, there's the big one is for anybody here who follows the stick carriers and all that. James and Jimmy James and me. Well, aw, look at a cat. It's a cat. Wait, is that your cat?
No, that's Max's.
Oh. So I'm trying to see. I'm trying to remember. So yeah, you can go to training camp practices July 29th as the cat comes into the shot. You can go to practices July 29th, August 4th, August 7th, August 11th, and August 14th, and August 22nd. Okay. So those are basically the training camps that you can go to. And if you want to hang out, you know, which one is the training camp takeover, by the way?
I believe it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday? Because I don't remember which one it is. Also,
I don't remember. I'll have to go back and either listen to the podcast or
just check it out.
Or maybe you could text Dustin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's on Facebook. I know that.
True, I forgot about the Facebook character.
All right, well, see you, Bangton. Have a good day, man. Also, somebody said, do you remember when Doug Williams was let go by the Bucs and won a championship with another team? Same will happen if we let go of Winston. Yeah, it's funny, James. I did this dive on Doug Williams recently. We let him go and he went and won a Super Bowl with the Redskins.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I am not advocating getting rid of Winston by any means. I'm just saying he'd lost a lot of power in the negotiation.
Well, he's also, yeah, I think so. I think it's something he's got to work back towards. I think this year he'll definitely be working a lot.
Like I said, not only because of the allegation, but he's drew a wedge between the trust. So I mean, if he can get that trust factor back, that will definitely go a long way.
I think so. It should be pretty interesting. James, I actually wanted to ask you real quick. So there's the one coming up Sunday. You can't go to that one.
Correct.
I will be at that. I'll be actually at all 6. I brought my webcam, man. I'm ready to go. Not my webcam. Sorry, I just bought a new camcorder.
I heard you talking about that.
So yeah, so I'll be ready to go. How many do you figure you can go to? Because I know
as many as I can get to.
Yeah, and also, are you going to be going to the preseason games against? I know they have. Oh man, there's 2 away preseason games to start off. There's the away game against the Dolphins, and then there's the away game against the Titans. Are you going to the one against like the Lions and the other one?
I'm gonna try and target the game 3 of the Lions. So
yeah,
because that's the one again where you get the most of the starters. So
that should be pretty fun.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna do game 4 because it's just it's all back.
Somebody told me the other day. They said they said like, 50 days away till football or something like that. I was like, hey, listen, a preseason football is football to me. Like,
it is.
Preseason football matters too. If I need to go out there and watch Ryan Griffin sling the football, I will watch Ryan Griffin sling the football with the backups. Okay, I have no problems with that. It's technically NFL football.
I hear. It's just I'm not gonna go pay to go see it. Is my point.
Yeah. Somebody. Who's better, Bo Allen? Do you remember Clinton McDonald?
Yes.
Who's better, Bo Allen or Clinton McDonald?
Bo Allen.
I'd say Bo Allen. And
Bo Allen is the thing.
And fun fact, Jordan, I am familiar with West Palm Beach, West Palm, Florida. A lot of my friends go to college there, so that's fun. Williams, Young, even Dilfer. Oh yeah, he's mentioning quarterbacks who have left. So like Doug Williams, Steve Young, Trent Dilfer, Trent Dilfer. yeah, they all won in one. They all left in 1 Super Bowls, technically.
Yeah.
Is Ronald Jones going to be ready this season, or? Yeah, I think Ronald Jones is ready. I didn't hear anything about him being hurt.
Yeah, I feel like running back is one of those positions that you can jump in and make an impact right away.
I think
it's not one of the. It's not one of those positions where it's not like the pass rusher, for instance, defensive end, where the first season there's not big of an impact.
Yeah.
Running back, you touch the ball so often that you're going to make an impact, whether it's positive or negative, in your first year.
Yeah. So, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about.
The only concern, real quick, I have with Jones is his pass catching ability.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I've heard reports that he's a little under average when it comes to that.
The interesting thing I wanted to see about that was because I went back and I looked through his entire time from high school to college to even now, and he never. I don't know if it was he never had the opportunity to be a pass catching running back or what, but
Well, in college, it was the system he was in. It just
Right.
they never asked him to do it. So
I think it's I think it could very well have just been a situation where he wasn't asked to. I think it's obviously something he'll improve on.
So it's going to take time to develop that. It's not going to happen in one season.
Yeah.
So
another thing. Oh, do you think? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, USC didn't throw him the ball too much. That's what I think. Bucks go 10-6. Y'all will be cool because of your front? Question mark says. Oh, we have an Eagles fan in here. Wonderful. Is this an Eagles fan? Yeah, it is Eagles. Okay, I was so confused.
I have to say though that is the most exciting part to me, or for me this season, is that front.
Oh yeah.
To see how that goes, because now we have what we were talking about last year was developing, and this before all these players came in. We're talking about this last training camp is about having the ability to have a rotational line.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously that didn't work out because we knew going in we didn't have the ability to do it with pass rushers. But this year, just having that potential to have that.
Oh no! No alarm! Stop! Jesus!
Having the fourth quarter, having your guys fresh right on that line. I mean, look how the Eagles did it.
True.
Against the Patriots. I mean, they were in a different league.
Yeah.
So.
One more thing I want to talk about here, and then we have to go because I have to go to work. So.
Sorry,
Ronald Jones being compared to Jamal Charles and Chris Johnson and stuff. Do you think those are fair comparisons?
I don't really like the comparison game until we see more on the field.
Yeah.
In a pro atmosphere, because college and pros is just a different animal. So.
Yeah.
I'm not a big comparison person.
Yeah.
Each player is unique in their own way.
And actually, fun fact.
Sorry, that's probably the cheapskate answer, but
that's fine. But before I ask my last question, though, I want to say Gerald McCoy apparently, supposedly, I don't know if Hans is messing with me or not, but Gerald McCoy had the first interception at training camp today. How do we feel about this? I think that's hilarious.
That is awesome. Hey, a turnover's a turnover.
Yeah. I wish somebody.
I don't care who gets it.
I'm looking for the video for that. Then whenever I get off. But final thing I want to talk to you about real quick is I recently made a season predictions. I said they were going to go 9-7. What do you?
We're 9-7.
Yeah, sorry. You know, and people. I asked people to let me know their record predictions down in the comment section below, and I got a lot of like 10-6s, 11-5, 12-4. Somebody said 16-0. But then at the same time, I got a couple of like 3-13s and 4-12s and like 2-14s. What do you think the Bucs record is going to be, James?
Okay. Well, before I give you my number, they will definitely have at least a 500 record. I don't see them having a losing record this year because of the defensive pickups. Mm-hmm. My number was higher before the Winston suspension. Mm-hmm. So I originally had them at 11-5. But I feel with this, they're going to be 10-6.
10-6?
Yeah. I just feel like Fitzpatrick's a good quarterback, but eventually he gets figured out. Yeah. There's a reason why he's a backup. And by game 3, I feel like they could potentially have a book on him that could end up losing. I don't know for sure, but
yeah,
I just feel like missing Winston for those 3 games.
Hey, still 10-6. That's
no. I just feel like that could hurt us by 1 game.
10-6, yeah, 10-6 is definitely a good record. Those first 3 games, though, like a lot of people have been saying, they're tough. They'd be tough with Winston.
That's my point. So I mean, it definitely gets harder having Fitzpatrick in there now.
Right.
Not saying they still can't win them, because they can. Especially in New Orleans, if you put Winston, if you put Breeze on his button up, what that line can potentially do,
yeah, then things turn into a very different situation.
Yeah, I mean, what's the old saying? Offense wins game, but defense wins championships. I mean, you can have an average. I mean, the Bucs proved it in the Super Bowl year. that they had an average offense but had a killer defense, and so
Yeah.
even if Fitzpatrick comes out average,
It
will
should
be fine.
it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, James, I gotta get ready for work. I have to go close the bakery today. I'm usually
What?
Yeah, I'm usually a cashier, but today I'm closing the bakery. For all of you who don't know, we both work at a
Yeah.
Publix.
Yeah, I've been in liquor store the past week.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to get in there, but they won't let me.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You get the good people. You get the ones that you're just like, leave me alone.
The really drunk people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. I might be coming back later on my break for a live stream. I don't know. That one would be rough. I wouldn't be able to get you in on that one because I don't know how to do it on my phone. I don't have the program I use on my phone.
It's fine. I'll be running around either getting a haircut or
Getting a cat.
running around with Max or something.
You should just get the cat today.
My roommate doesn't want the cat today.
Oh, that's stupid. If you got the
I
cat
barely
today,
got him okay to get in general.
oh. Yeah, well, anyway,
But-
James, hey, thank you for being on such short notice. Literally for an hour.
Yeah.
Such short notice. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we'll see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.